Hi there, my name is Jason Perkins. I'm a Georgia workers' compensation attorney, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode in my Georgia workers' compensation video series. In this series, I try to provide you with helpful information about an area of Georgia's workers' compensation law. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that happens at the very beginning of your claim, and that is reporting a workers' compensation injury. But before we get into that topic, I'd like to ask you to be on the lookout for my next episode in this series about how to get workers' compensation medical treatment. Now, let's talk about how to report a workers' compensation injury in Georgia. There are no specific rules for how you have to report a Georgia workers' compensation injury. You don't have to use a particular form. Actually, you can report your injury either orally or in writing. The basic rule is that you do have to report your injury to a supervisor. It's someone in a supervisory capacity above you, and you have to do that within 30 days of your injury. That's called giving notice of your injury. If you don't do that, you can actually lose your workers' compensation claim. In other words, even if you can prove that you definitely suffered an injury at work, if you don't satisfy that notice requirement within 30 days of when the injury occurs, you may lose. So you need to be sure and do that. The best way to do it is probably to do it in writing to your supervisor. But you're not required to do that. That would just make it easier to prove later. You can actually just go and tell your supervisor that you've had an injury, and then they should start following the workers' compensation process and notify the insurance company and hopefully start getting you some medical treatment for your injury. And that pretty much covers what you have to do when you're reporting an injury. Again, there's no particular rule that you have to follow. Just be sure and do it within 30 days and report the injury to a supervisor. Now, I will say, the sooner you report the injury, the better. There are some employers who will say that they are going to deny your claim because you didn't report your injury immediately. Or your employer might have something in their handbook that says the injury has to be reported within a certain period of time. If they do have that rule, that's not a Georgia rule. Georgia gives you 30 days to report the injury. The reason it is better to report your injury sooner rather than later is because the longer you wait before reporting your injury, the more your employer may be able to argue that maybe that injury didn't happen at work. Maybe the problem that you're having is coming from something else. If you reported it immediately, then your employer is more likely to accept your claim, and the workers' compensation insurance company as well. If you waited a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks before reporting it, they're likely to be more suspicious and may choose to fight you about whether they accept your claim or not. So the best thing to do is to report your injury immediately and report it to a supervisor so that you can start getting medical treatment and recovering from your injury quickly. Hope you found this information today helpful. If you have, please let me know that by giving this video a thumbs up or by commenting on it. If you'd like to be notified of future videos, you can go to our Perkins Stuttered Workers' Compensation YouTube channel and subscribe there, and you'll get notified as new videos in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series come out. If you have some specific questions about workers' compensation or want more information about reporting an injury, I'd be happy to talk with you about that. You can visit our website, www.perkinslawtalk.com, or call our office at the number on the screen, and someone there will be happy to set up a consultation with you. Or there's a form on our website where you can request a consultation with me as well. Thanks for watching today, and I wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.